So, what if you had a set of cheat codes for life? And no, I'm not talking about a video game. I'm talking about your everyday interactions. Today, we're going to unlock a few really powerful psychological tools that can make you way more effective, starting like right now. You know those people, right? The ones who just seem to glide through life. They navigate tricky conversations, they build these amazing relationships, and it looks completely effortless. It almost feels like they have some kind of superpower. But here's the secret, and it's a big one. It has absolutely nothing to do with luck. The secret is they just get it. They understand a few fundamental, kind of unwritten rules about how our minds work. And that's why we're calling them cheat codes. Because once you know them, they can make your personal life, your professional life, everything so much smoother. So, are you ready to add these to your toolkit? Awesome. Let's dive into the first one. Okay, first up is a tool for mastering your own internal world. It's called the 90-second emotion rule. And trust me, this is all about getting a handle on your reactions. We have all been there. You know that feeling. That sudden wave of frustration, or that spike of anxiety, or that flash of anger that feels like it's completely taken the wheel. It just feels overwhelming, like you have no control. But here's the fascinating science behind it. That initial, super intense feeling, it's purely physiological. It's just a flood of chemicals in your body. And here's the key part. That chemical reaction has a surprisingly short lifespan. Just 90 seconds. Seriously, think about that for a second. A minute and a half. That is the entire natural lifespan of that emotional chemical wave in your body. Any anger, any anxiety you feel after that 90-second mark, well, that isn't the original wave. That's you choosing to re-trigger the loop with your thoughts. And this timeline right here, this shows you exactly where your power is. Something happens, that's the trigger. The chemical rush begins. For 90 seconds, your only job is to just write it out. But right at the end of that window, you hit a fork in the road. You can choose to release it, or you can choose to feed it with your thoughts, replaying the event over and over and keeping that feeling alive. That choice, that's your superpower. So, once you've started to master your internal world, how do you handle your external communication? Well, our next cheat code, the compliment sandwich, is a total game changer for giving feedback that actually works. Let's just be honest, nobody enjoys this. Whether you're a manager, a parent, a friend, trying to deliver difficult feedback is just awkward. It can put people on the defensive instantly, and then the conversation is pretty much over before it even starts. This method gives you a really simple, memorable structure. Just think of it like an actual sandwich. You start with the top bun, a piece of sincere, genuine praise. Then you add the filling. That's the actual criticism, delivered clearly and specifically. And then you finish with the bottom bun, another positive statement, maybe some encouragement or just reaffirming their value to you. The difference here is like night and day. Just imagine saying, "You always leave a mess." What happens? The other person's walls go straight up. They get defensive. Now try the sandwich. "Hey, I really appreciate you cooking last night. I did notice a few dishes were left in the sink. It would be a huge help if we could keep it clear." See, the message is the same, but the delivery changes absolutely everything. Building on that whole idea of positive communication, let's zoom out a little bit to the big picture of how to maintain healthy relationships. This is where our final cheat code comes in, the 5-to-1 ratio. I want you to think of every single relationship you have as having its own emotional bank account. Positive interactions, those are deposits. And negative ones, well, those are withdrawals. To keep that account healthy and in the green, you have to make sure your deposits far outweigh your withdrawals. And get this, researchers have actually found the magic number. For every single negative interaction, a criticism, a moment of conflict, a small argument, you need 5 positive interactions to balance it out. 5. This ratio is so powerful. It just shows you how much heavier the positive side needs to be. Now, this doesn't mean you have to avoid conflict or disagreements entirely. Of course not. It just means you have to be really intentional about building up a deep reserve of positive interactions. Praise, affection, sharing a laugh, so that the relationship can easily handle the occasional withdrawal. So there you have it. 3 incredibly effective cheat codes that, honestly, you can start using today. So let's do a quick recap of your new toolkit. You've got the 90-second rule to manage your own emotional state. You have the compliment sandwich to communicate difficult things in a kind and effective way. And you have the 5-to-1 ratio to really nurture the important relationships in your life. And this is a really important point to remember. These aren't tricks. This isn't about manipulation. It's about being more empathetic and more effective by understanding the basic operating system of the human mind. It's not about control, it's about connection.
So, my question for you is, which cheat code will you use first? Pick one, give it a try today. Because after all, gliding through life isn't about luck, it's about having the right tools. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.